We are providing only 20% video as a part of promotion. For remaining 80%, that is 6 to 8 articles, current affairs video, NCERT videos and general studies complete videos, please subscribe to our complete package. 1. El Nino has passed peak strength but impacts will continue, UN warns. Will there be possibility of La Nina this year? What is El Nino? What were the impacts of strong El Nino last year? What are the global effects of El Nino? What is La Nina? GS Paper 1, Salient Features of Physical Geography, Important Geophysical Phenomena. Will there be possibility of La Nina this year? The El Nino weather phenomenon has reached its peak according to scientists and is set to decline over the next few months. Researchers say there is a 50-50 chance that it will be replaced by La Nina event before the end of this summer. La Nina, which involves a cooling of the Pacific Ocean, usually brings wetter conditions to Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These events can typically last twice as long as an El Nino. What is El Nino? El Nino is a warm subsurface current flowing from south to north between 36 degrees S and 3 degrees S latitudes at a distance of about 180 kilometers from the Peruvian coast. It comes into being as a result of southward shifting of counter-equatorial warm current during the southern winter. It replaces the northward flowing Peru current and its associated cold upwelling southward. In Spanish, it means the child Christ because it usually appears around Christmas in late December. It strengthens at irregular intervals of 2 to 10 years, average interval being 4 years, when warm surface water becomes much more extensive and coastal upwelling of cold water ceases entirely. What is La Nina? After an El Nino, weather conditions return to normal. However, sometimes trade winds become so strong that they cause abnormal accumulation of cold water in Central and Eastern Pacific region. This event is called La Nina, Spanish for the girl, which is in effect is the complete reversal of El Nino. La Nina also marks an active hurricane season. But in India, the presence of La Nina brings exceptionally good news. It is the harbinger of heavy monsoon showers in India. What were the impacts of strong El Nino last year? While the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, reports that the El Nino event has reached its apex, it is still having a significant influence on the global climate. In combination with human-induced warming, global temperatures in January were the hottest for the month since records began in 1880. Parts of South America and East Africa are still recovering from torrential rains and flooding. The economic and human toll from drought, which by its nature is a slowly developing disaster, is becoming increasingly apparent in southern and the Horn of Africa, Central America and a number of other regions. Global effects of El Nino. El Nino, which is stronger and warmer than normal, produces rain over the Atacama Desert from January to March. Along with rain, El Nino causes strong winds, tornadoes and typhoons. Strong winds accompany the heavy rainfall. As El Nino gains strength, upwelling of cold water is drastically reduced, which leads to disappearance of plankton. Most varieties of fishes depending on plankton for their food will be affected. El Nino raises temperature of oceanic water, which is always harmful for coral reefs and may detriment them. Coral reefs survive only if the temperature of water remains between 18 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. Andaman and Nicobar Islands have lost their 50 to 70% of their corals due to bleaching caused by El Nino. El Nino of 1982-83 led to outbreak of encephalitis in eastern USA and bubonic plague in southwest USA. El Nino can affect the weather conditions of entire world.